Hi everyone, so today we are talking about what to do if all the colors that you try on just tend to look pretty good on you and you don't really know what that means about your color type or your skin undertone and what that means for the colors that flatter you in general. So a lot of the time what's happening in a situation like that is that the person is slightly warm. And so when the skin undertone is slightly warm, that usually means that you are going to look good in most colors. So with a lot of my clients, people who are slightly warm can tend to be typed as cool or can type themselves as cool because they just tend to look good in everything. But of course, when they wear their own colors, they really shine just like all of the rest of us do. I'm cool toned, so colors for me are a lot more important than for someone who is warm toned. And the reason for that is because when someone who is warm toned wears colors that are cool, they tend to look a bit more golden. But when someone who is cool toned wears colors that are warm, the cool toned person can look gray or blue, and that's usually not something that anybody wants, right? And so a lot of the time it's the warm undertones that have a hard time finding their so-called best colors, ironically, because most things are going to look okay on warm undertones. So especially what I'm talking about is people who are not very warm, because so here is this diagram of the skin undertones that I describe in my approach, artistic license, my approach to color analysis. And you can take a look around my channel. There is really way too many videos on this topic on my channel. But the skin undertones can be described as being on a continuum. And so you start off with the coolest skin undertones, and those are the ones who look beautiful in those jewel tones. And then you're gonna go and you're gonna get closer to neutral, and then those people are going to look much better in muted cool colors that are not clear and bright, but colors that are muted and soft and cool. And this is all about the skin undertone. This has nothing to do with the features. So someone like me, I have a very similar skin undertone to someone like Jennifer Aniston, for example. And now once we cross the line of neutral, as you can see in the diagram, we have warm and delicate, the warm and delicate skin tone. And that's the skin tone that I'm talking about in this video. So if you are someone who you really don't know, which colors look the best on you because they all look kind of okay, you are probably warm and delicate. And in the same breath, this is probably why a lot of colors are sort of close to neutral. When we're shopping, when we're looking at colors in general, I think a lot of colors are close to neutral, but either lean warm or cool, probably because a lot of the population is actually close to neutral, more like cool and delicate or warm and delicate. So a lot of those colors can tend to be, more flattering to more people, especially if you're warm and delicate. You can easily wear cool and delicate colors, and you're really unless you know what to look for, because it feels as though there are so many colors out there, even though there really are not that many colors out there. All the colors are basically actually on this diagram. There really are not that many colors out there. I mean, you can split hairs and call one purple different from another purple, but really they're all just purple, and it's okay. All right, so there aren't really that many colors out there. But it can feel like there are a lot of colors, and it can feel very confusing, and especially if you're warm and delicate, you kind of feel like if you wear warm and bright colors, if you wear those warm and radiant colors that are all the way at the warmest continuum, at the warmest side of the continuum, they're going to look kind of okay on you because you're warm. They're going to look about just as bad as the cool and delicate colors. I mean, they're going to look kind of bad, okay? Like, they're going to look okay, which is really actually kind of bad in my book because, like, I don't know about you guys, but I don't know. I really like for people to look really good in their colors. Like, I really just love that. Like, I think that is the way to go, okay? So it just breaks my heart to see warm and delicate wear anything but their own colors because, it's kind of like a boiling the frog type of situation. It's kind of like working a job you don't like type of situation. It's like you can do it and you can wear colors that are not your own, But if you're warm and delicate, just like everyone else, you know, you deserve your best colors and you deserve to find them, you know, and your best colors are going to be those, you know, those soft neutrals, those soft peaches and creams, soft like a moss green, you know, things like that are very soft. And then you can also do things like soft purples, even though those are cool colors, they're not going to look as good on you as the ones that are really native to your coloring, like the ones that are right in that little box next to warm and delicate in this diagram. You know, those colors are really going to be the best, and those colors are the colors you want to wear near your face to really bring out that soft, warm glow that you have. But you know, other colors like soft purples, soft blues, dusty purples, whatever you want to call them, like all of these kind of soft colors, even like taupes, are all going to be really beautiful on you. It doesn't mean that you only can wear the colors that are right in this diagram. You know, a lot of the time people may feel like, well, there are only a few colors, you know, that you're saying look good on me, and the truth is, that's true. There are only a few colors that will really, really, really be your best colors, that you have, like, those are your colors. You have a claim to those colors, you know. There are only a few of them because, first of all, there are only a few colors, like I just said. But secondly, you are also one of the 4, you know, kind of categories of undertones. So, you know, you have to share, okay? You can't just have all the colors, you know, and some people want your colors, you know. Remember how everyone was wearing oatmeal and everyone wanted to wear oatmeal, and like, you know, that you're the only person who looks good in oatmeal. You know, everybody, we all want to look good in oatmeal, but we don't look good in oatmeal. Anyway, let's just not get down that path. Anyway, but you know, you're like the queen, the king, the whatever of these neutrals. These like soft neutrals are just so beautiful on you if you are warm and delicate. But what am I talking about? Let's get to just 2 celebrity examples. So we have Cate Blanchett. Cate Blanchett is warm and delicate. Now, you have to understand, Rihanna is also warm and delicate. So, you know, again, in my approach, I don't do this, you know, having deeper features or darker features or lighter features doesn't fundamentally affect the hue of your skin tone. So the thing that Cate Blanchett and Rihanna, their coloring appears to be very different on the surface, but actually they are very, very similar in that they are going to be flattered by the same colors because of their skin undertone, okay? And so their skin tone, their skin undertone is, where does it lie on this diagram? It is close to neutral. You see that it's labeled neutral right there in the middle? Close to neutral, slightly warm, warm and delicate. And it's all about the skin tone itself. It's not so much that Rihanna or Cate Blanchett have features that are going to put them into this, like, these soft colors. It's actually their skin tone. Their skin tone leans slightly warm, but it does not lean overly warm. And so because it leans only slightly warm, that's why the eye, like when you look at them, the eye will pull out sort of a muted color, a muted skin undertone. This is a little bit beyond the scope of this video. I'm going to make a video in the really pretty soon in the future, hopefully, when I put it together, describing my approach all in one video so that it's something that you can reference in the future if you're interested. But for now, I will say this, that the warm and delicate undertone, what happens is that your skin undertone leans only ever so slightly warm, and that's why the eye pulls out a little bit of like a muted warm color out of that. You see, what the eye sees is just a little bit of warmth. It doesn't see like, whoa, this skin tone has a ton of yellow and orange to it. It doesn't really see that. It only sees, oh, maybe it's a little bit warm, you know, kind of like soft, you know, like it's a little like softly warm, and that's your skin tone. Okay? And so, you know, we're talking peaches and creams, we're talking soft colors, these warm colors, and again, you don't have to wear only these colors head to toe, not at all, not even close. You know, you can wear some sort of beige or cream, you know, with purple or something, you know, you can do all kinds of things, but just keep these colors close to your face. You know, just keep these colors framing your face to give you that glow. Or alternatively, it's really, you want to put these colors anywhere where you want for your skin to glow. So I would say if you are going to go for like a bathing suit, right, and you want for your skin to look glowy like all over your body, right, You may want to go for like a peach colored bathing suit or a salmon colored bathing suit. You don't really want to go for like a royal blue bathing suit, you know. It's really not going to do you very many favors. Again, it's not going to look bad. It's really not going to look that bad, but you're better off, you know, why not look the best? Like, why not? Why not? You know, like literally, why not? If you know that these are your best colors, why not do that? And so this is the thing, is that it's really all about the skin itself and the skin tone itself. It's really not about the features. And I think that that's a part of why there can be a lot of confusion, because the way that I approach like dealing with the features is that if you have darker features, you want to sort of echo whatever your coloring is, you want to echo that in your outfit, you know, in your look. So if you have darker hair like Rihanna, she would do really well with some darker accents to her outfit, like a dark belt, or even wearing some darker colors or a dark print on a lighter color, or vice versa, a lighter color and a darker print, you know, something like that, to kind of just echo and mimic and mirror the contrast that she has to her. She has the dark hair here, she happens to have the dark hair, and then she has the lighter skin, relatively lighter skin. And so this is like a total tangent too. Rihanna's skin is relatively light, okay? It's really not that deep. Her skin is not that deep in the grand scheme of things. But of course, if you're only looking at a very small segment of the population, you would think that Rihanna's skin is really pretty deep. But it's I would say it's like a medium depth, you know, if you include the entire population of the world. But that is a whole other topic for a video. Of course, Cate Blanchett is very light. And, you know, she looks beautiful in this dress that she's wearing, this like light, soft ivory cream. I think you guys get the idea, these like soft, warm colors. So you're probably warm and delicate. If you just still don't know what's going on, you're like, I don't know, I try on all these colors. Same difference. They all look kind of the same on me. You know, it's like, whatever. But I think what's really happening is that you haven't tried your colors, okay? You really ought to try these colors that I'm showing you. You ought to try your colors, and then you'll really see, because it can be difficult when you're trying all of the other colors. And the other thing is that sometimes, like when I look at color recommendations that are out there, okay, for different like people, it seems that those color recommendations can have a lot of colors on one palette. And what happens then, especially if you're warm and delicate, is you try on a lot of colors on each of the palettes. And a lot of the time, and you know, I can understand where people are coming from when they give palettes that have a lot of colors. They have blues, they have purples, they have, you know, everything. Because people really do want to know, like, okay, well, if I were to wear a purple, like which purple should I wear? And I can understand having a purple on a color palette. But what I would like to see is, I would like to see those colors that are not going to look as flattering or as good kind of noted, that these are not as flattering. Like, look, warm and delicate, if you want to wear a purple, you can wear a purple. It's just not ever going to be as good as the colors that I'm showing here. You know, but a lot of the palettes that I see out there, you know, if you just Google, like, you know, warm and muted color palette, something like that, sometimes they can have a lot of colors. And, you know, you're warm and delicate and you just have come to color analysis and you're trying on all these colors, and, you know, there's a bright purple, and all of a sudden there's a gray, and there's a stormy gray, and then there's a moss green, and there's a cream, and there's a salmon, and there's like everything under the sun. You're gonna get very confused, you know. But if you're warm and delicate, the colors here are going to be your best colors, okay? And they really will make a difference. They really will look a lot better on you. And all of the other colors will just look okay. Okay, so this is the narrow range. And again, everyone has a narrow range of colors that look excellent on them. You're not the only one. You know, Cool and Radiant really only has those colors that are really going to look excellent and amazing on them. Same for Cool and Delicate, same for you, Warm and Delicate, same for Warm and Radiant. We all have our best colors, and everything else, how everything else looks on us, is a different story. Cool and Radiant has a much harder time. You know, if you're cool toned, you probably know, because You can't wear warm colors. You know you can't wear warm colors. They look atrocious on you. They look so bad. You can't do it. So you know that you're cool. You're probably not having any problems finding your coloring, finding your best colors. You already know that you're cool. But yeah, if you're warm and delicate, like a lot of people are, that could be the cause of your confusion, is having a skin tone that is warm and delicate. So yeah, oh, and of course, you know, just to drive the point home, I made this diagram, so I might as well show it, okay? As you can see, this is the same color, okay? And some people are deeper, some people are lighter. Darker skin, lighter skin, anywhere in the middle. It's the same color, okay? So let's say if this were a warm and delicate skin tone, you know, it's like you can have deeper skin, darker skin, lighter skin, doesn't really matter. What determines that you are warm and delicate in my approach is if you have a certain ratio of yellow to blue in the skin. Of course, the color of the skin is some shade of brown, some shade of beige, some shade of ivory, and that's a complex color that has red and green and blue and yellow to it and everything like that. And what determines if you're warm or cool is if you have, you know, if you have more blue, you're cool, and if you have more yellow, you are warm. So that's how I like to do it, and that's why, you know, in this framework, you would share the same color type. If you have the same ratio of yellow to blue to someone, you would share the same color type, and that's why Kate Blanchett shares the same color type as Rihanna, okay? Because they both have a similar level of warmth to their skin. They both have a similar level of yellowness to their skin versus blue, okay? And so that's why they share the same colors. And so that's how I like to think of the skin tone, and I find it to be really very, for me, it just feels very intuitive to think of it that way. It feels very easy to think of it that way, and that's why I designed my system this way. You can take a look around my channel. You can kind of bear through some of the older videos and, you know, that I've made, because the audio isn't as good as hopefully it is in this video and things like that, but the ideas are still there. You can take a look at even, you know, videos on my channel that are probably over 5 years old now and really learn about this approach that I have. And I'll also have a sort of a new video, an updated video, hopefully, that will put everything into one video explaining artistic license, the method that I use for color analysis, and how you can approach your best colors. And, you know, I look forward to having you here. Leave me a comment, and if you are still confused, again, there are a lot of videos. I have a color draping video on my channel that you can take a look at to find your color type, your color, your best colors and things like that. But if you're still confused, I offer color consults, color typings through my website, and those are linked down below. And I would recommend, because body type does affect color type. Now, you can get the color typing alone, and if your body type like severely affects your color type, I will mention it in the color typing. But I generally do recommend to get both, to get the full report, simply because the colors sometimes can be affected by the body type, and the makeup recommendations can be affected by your bone structure and your body type. So I do recommend that you get the full thing. If you already know your body type, or if you already know your bone structure, then you'll be just fine getting the color typing, you know, just getting the color typing only. But otherwise, if you don't know either, of course, take a look around my channel. I have a ton of stuff on all of these topics, but I'd recommend getting the full thing because it all affects each other. I have another video that talks about this. I think it's called why you don't believe in color analysis, something like that. And I talk about how the bone structure can affect your color recommendations. And I also talk about that in my video called, I think, why you don't have a red lip, which is a bit more recent than the previous one, but they're both relatively recent. So I'd recommend looking at both of those if you're interested in just like how your body type can affect your color recommendations. You know, why some people don't really look that great with a red lip no matter what they do. That's more of a body type thing. It's not necessarily that you have the wrong color red. Some people don't look good with a smoky eye just because of their bone structure. It has nothing to do with not having the right shade of smoky eye. It can always sometimes look too heavy or too harsh, and it doesn't have anything to do with the shade. So So there's a lot going on with colors, you know, and this is what I described here in this video is a small subset of that, of course. So anyway, I've gone on long enough. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave me some comments and I will talk to you next time.